Hi guys, how's it going? You alright? Okay, well, welcome back to another video. This is Trevor Eris, Glacialpath, and my drumming series, A Drummer's Journey. It's my journey to be exact, but we're all on our own journeys, so you know, come along with me and let's see how we get on. So just a little update on my health. I'm okay obviously, but I will be starting some radiotherapy on April the 6th, and that will go on for 15 to 18 sessions, and there'll be 10-minute doses each. So some of the side effects will be lethargy, so I may not do any videos in those sort of 3 or 4 weeks because I might be just too tired. So anyway, I've already had the preliminary scan, so they can work out exactly where and how they need to do the radiotherapy. I now have 3 tattoos. They are basically tiny little dots. That's it, just a single dot, one on each hip and one in the middle. What I've been working on is transitions, hence the title of the video. So transitions happen all the time when you're playing. You don't necessarily realize it. So if you're playing a pattern and then you do a drum fill, there's a transition there, but you don't necessarily notice it. Now, one way of working on transitions, this is my tom and this is my snare drum. No hi-hat, no bass drum, but hey, doesn't matter. We're making do. So if you've got a tom in front of you and your snare drum, then a good little exercise. Now the transition there is obviously between the drum. Another transition is just obviously going from quarter notes to eighth notes. And obviously when you start throwing threes in there, triplets, that's a different transition again. Now, I'm not doing it with the click at the moment because that makes it harder, but you need to do it with the click because it will really help you. So one thing I've been having problems with back when I was playing, say I wanted to do a straightforward blast beat. Now, you know, if you're not a death metal drummer, then you won't be doing this, but I like to think I am. And so if you're just going, okay, so that will be out on the ride cymbal and the snare drum, or on the hi-hat, or if you've got a remote hi-hat like I do have sometimes, or even your crash or whatever you want to use. Now, that's great, but then if you want to throw in a little drum fill on the snare drum, you need a transition, and that transition okay. Now I've just been practicing that because this is what can happen. So it goes all over the shop. Now obviously I sped that up to make happen what happens, to me anyway. Now that it's easier at the moment because I'm only going that far. When you've got a right cymbal over here and you've got to get to here, it's a different story. Even from the hi-hat it can be okay. So they're your transitions. So you really need to work on doing them both ways. So left-handed. Again, you know, that's not very good, but it's not really something I've been practicing. That's what I'm exploring now. Trying to keep my arm loose. I did about half hour's practice before lunch, and my arm's already starting to seize up a bit. So again, give it a bit of warm up, bit of a stretch. Just get a drink. So, like I said before, feed your muscles, give them water. They need the water, need the fluid. You know, the lactic acid builds up because the water in them is disappearing. And if you can keep hydrated whilst you're practicing and exercising in general, warming up, whatever you're doing, it will help the muscles and keep them lubricated, basically. Okay, so let's take this off. Let's get the click going. Now the click's not coming in here. I've basically worn earplugs all the time I've been drumming because my drums used to be in a garage. The picture of me sat at the kit is in my old drum room, and that was basically a garage, a single car garage. And before we did any kind of treatment in there, the walls were very reflective, so my dad very cleverly suggested that I wear earplugs. It's why I've become such a hard hitter. But I put these in because when I'm playing on here, it doesn't bother me. But if I get this and do something on here, I get the shock wave go down my lug hole and I can feel it pulse on my eardrum. So just trying to protect them a little bit. Now let's wake this up. So transitions between, like I said, quarter notes, 8 notes, triplets and 16ths, I guess. Now I didn't mean to swap lead hands there, but it I realised it had swapped, so I carried on with it. Now, like I said, these videos are not lessons for you as such. They're just how I'm getting on with my drumming. But I feel it's important, you know, to share these things, to share the struggles I have. And if you're having those struggles yourself and think, oh, I can't do this, you know, all these other drummers are amazing. And then you see someone like me, you know, I've been playing for, yeah, more than 30 years, and yet there's still so many things I can't do. And, you know, someone who's been playing as long as I have, I should be able to do them, really. So I'm just picking out the things that sort of, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So the last time, obviously, the accents. Now I've pretty much nailed that at about sort of 80 to 110 BPM. Ultimately though, I need to practice it on a kit, because it's all well and good sitting here going without the accents, but I said I wanted to do drum fills, didn't I? You know, and even then I noticed, just air drumming, that I led with an accent rather than just okay. So, well, I can do it on the one drum, but my body is used to, it's a different muscle memory. So I programmed this now. So, but I now need to program this, you know. And yes, I have 3 rack toms. Okay, so you know, that's why I'm imagining that many drums. Round to 2 floor toms here. So, like I said, it's different. You're still doing this. It's all still with the hands, but it's a different application. So you have to then program the next step. So your body needs to know, okay, I'm doing that action, but I'm going from one drum to another. And you don't want to go I want it to be all the same. I don't want that. Unless I want to do that, I want this. Okay, drum kit's too small. So it's all transitions. So something I've been working on. Let's just slow it down a bit. See if I can remember this now. No, that's wrong. And I'm not doing it in time, so let's slow it down. So basically, if I can remember it, what it is swapping the lead hand. Now, the reason that's a little awkward is swapping your lead hand is because when this is the lead hand, your strongest hand is the lead hand. You might have your strokes nice and even, but your body, your weaker side, will get used to following the stronger side in a certain way. So to swap them, you might think, oh, that's easy. Try it. Hang on. I know I went off the click there. That's one of the struggles. It's, you know, it isn't that easy. So, like I said, if you can sit there and do that rudiment, that's fine. But is it smooth? Or are you getting, is the transition to changing lead hands causing a funny, louder note? You see, that was accenting each time because my arm is tense, and because this arm's stronger, it's got a lot more control. It's, you know, it's not perfect by any means, but that's why I'm working on it. But it's transitions. It's the transition between swapping. If you find you have to do sort of something extra, or move more, use more of your arm to achieve it, then it's not working properly. Ideally, you want the way the muscles feel in your forearm and your wrists to be the same as your stronger arm. And believe me, it will help your drumming in the future. If I had really sat and worked on this years ago, then I wouldn't be here doing it now. So yeah, anyway, let's get the click back going. Let's just speed it up to a bit. Let's just push myself a little bit. So 80 BPM. This is terrible. Come on, this is better. I need to do this better than this. Shut up. Right, so sometimes I have to set myself up. So getting a transition that is easy. Then if I feel confident enough, try doing what I was doing. And slowing it down obviously helps as well. So okay, let's take it back to 60 BPM, where the muscle shouldn't have any problem in changing. Right. Okay, play around with it. Shorten the transition. That will help as well. Okay, so let's have another drink. Perhaps we should play a drinking game. When I drink some water, you drink some water, or squash, or whatever it is. I don't drink alcohol, so I've never played any kind of drinking game. So, okay, yeah, this arm is I'm struggling to get it going, and I don't want to sit here and warm it up too much on camera for you because it would just be boring. So, as I said, these are things I'm working on, and this is just where I'm at in the process at the moment. So hopefully in 5 or 6 videos time, I might revisit what I have been doing, and hopefully it'll be much quicker, much smoother, much faster, and looking more professional. Very flash, huh? So I noticed then that I was doing a very slightly odd move on my hand.